In this video, I've got some winter deadwood carving jobs to do. I've got this weird old Chinese elm that's got a big section of deadwood. I'm going to add some depth to that. And I've got this rosemary. I'm going to take off some of these deadwood sections that I think are a bit too much. Coming up. So if we're only just meeting, I'm Darren George, and my channel brings you information and inspiration based on growing my trees through the seasons. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing to get updates when I bring out new videos. Alright, so this rosemary was in the garden when I moved into this house, and I spotted it and thought, that might have a bit of potential. So I dug it up in the autumn of 2017. I fully expected it to die. We had this horrendous winter, all the foliage went black, and come the spring I thought the thing was dead. I yanked it out of the container that it was in to bin it, and it turns out that there were growing tips on the roots, so I sheepishly poked it back into the substrate, and that summer, the summer of 2018, it just absolutely flew. It grew tons and tons and tons. I've pruned it a little bit in the autumn, ready to edit some of this deadwood. As we follow the trunk up, I think the eye wants to follow this section of deadwood here and carry on that way. There's just too much going on over here, and I think no matter how big we make the crown, we're always going to want to look this direction. I just think that this area is too much. I like this bit, but I think this bit's got to go. I'm going to cut about here, cut it off with the power tool. I'm going to do a little bit of detail carving to give an impression of what once was, but without really drawing the eye to continue up this trunk. Ooh, ooh. With that big section removed, now I'm going to come in with the bonsai nibbler. I'm going to take away the bulk of the material that I don't need, and then after I'll come and add some nice detail to it. Alright, how's that looking? I think we can just go a bit further here. All right, next I'm going to smooth out some of these tool marks, make that look a bit neater and tidier. Okay, so at some stage I'm going to need to clean the bark from the wood that's no longer living. I don't want to go too mad, only a year after digging this rosemary up. I can work the dead bits, but the live bits I'd rather leave as untouched as I possibly can. So now the tree looks a bit too narrow, but what's going to happen is we're going to fill in this crown over the coming summer. That's going to grow really quickly, and we'll build some nice ramification on that. Let's give it a spin. All right, here is this big Chinese elm that I was talking about. This Chinese elm is really quite old. and it's going to be featuring in a lot of my videos coming up in the future. So I'm not going to go into loads of detail now. All I'll talk about is this deadwood. So there was a branch here. For some reason, before the tree was in my possession, this branch died off, and we had this big section of deadwood. As you can see, I started to try and add some interest to it. Today I am going to create some depth, some nice little hollow section, just to add a bit more interest. Let's just get to it. Adding some depth to this deadwood, I think, is really going to tie this section of deadwood in with the character of the rest of the tree. We've got some real dead sections here that have been there for quite some time. There's more around this side, so just giving it a bit of depth is really going to tie it in now with the rest of the tree. All right, we're almost done. I'm going to smooth out some of these tool marks, and I think we'll add some finer detail on another day. All right, how's that? Let me know in the comments what you think.